Hey everybody, welcome back to BeamNG.drive Tough Car Challenge. It's been a while since we've done one of these. Uh, B- BeamNG.drive version 0.17 released a little over a week ago now, and with it came this, the Gavril Bluebuck, the brand new car, obviously in game, built around the early 1960s, just the big old American X-frame boats of a car. This particular one has a 291 cubic inch V8 and is the mid-range Marshal trim, so kind of a tie into the newer Gavril Grand Marshal full-size sedan. Anyway, let's go ahead, hop in this thing, fire it up, and see what it will do on our Tough Car Challenge test track. Let's get going. Okay, we are in, hold on. All right, we are in the Bluebuck, and it is a very nice interior here. Obviously bench seat in the front and the back. Nice and spacious cabin. Very nice, simple inline gauges. Fuel, speed, temperature, and I believe that is voltage behind the steering wheel, and then a clock. So this particular car, as you can see, is an automatic, so we're going to go ahead and get it started here. Foot on the brake, hit the ignition. New with 0.17 is new custom engine start sounds for all the different engine types, which is really cool. Go ahead and turn our headlights on so we can see our gauges a little better. Turn our heads-up display on. And no backlighting on the gear selector, but that's okay. All right, let's put it in drive. 1 foot on the brake. Let's see, will the little 291 cubic inch V8 do a burnout? Oh, it's doing a little bit. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and away we go. Pretty much a one-wheel peel, but that's okay. Around the first corner, nice and well. Over the jump. Oh, very floaty, which is pretty typical for the cars of that era. All right, up over the hill. So far, so good. I've also tweaked my G27 steering wheel, so it actually, if the car's in a skid, it kind of self-drives a little bit, or self-steers, which kind of makes it a lot nicer to most of the cars to drive, because that way I'm not constantly sawing at the wheel. I can just kind of let the car do its own thing. All right, come on. All right, here we go. Except on some of these tighter corners. Still gotta saw the wheel to get it to do anything. Ooh! Can't get out of it. Alrighty. Come on, car. There we go. A little bit of a frame rate burp there. 1 lap down. Oh, bit of a harder landing that time. Suspension's definitely not built to take some of these jumps, and I'm already seeing the engine temperature getting not quite to the point I need to be concerned, but it is getting up there. Oh. Come on, car. There we go. And I just noticed, I just looked at the time, it looks like the clock in the car actually is keeping track, because it is currently about 3:45 p.m. Pretty cool. It would help if I also paid attention to what I was doing. 1.5. Oh, stop, 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 stop. That could have been very bad. Oh, you can even hear the cooling fan going at it. This doesn't have an electric cooling fan. I think that's the JoJo sound mod that I have. Not quite sure. This car is from the era where the fan is connected to the so aptly called even today fan belt, and that would engine speed would determine the cooling you'd be getting. Oh, holy crap! Oof. Talk about a handful, this car. It also doesn't help that you have a friggin' baboon driving it. Oh. Uh-oh. Hello. There we go. We're doing good. Whew. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're definitely starting to overheat it. Oh, dear. Gets. Okay, we're at 2.5 now? Oh, engine is definitely overheated. Suspension, if it wasn't sprung before... Oh, stop, 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 stop! There we go. If it wasn't overheated before, it really is now. Yeah, the engine heat's really starting to hurt it. We're due, actually, to pull off this lap to do an inspection. That'll actually buy us a little bit of time with the motor to hopefully allow us to cool down. Ah, I think that's oil pressure. Ah, that is an oil pressure gauge. That is good to know. But I don't know if the oil pressure is actually hooked up. I don't know if that actually is pulling data or not. Either way, that is lap 3. We're going to come over here, stop the car, turn our lights off, and shut it down. And we're going to just do a quick inspection, see what's going on with the car. Alrighty, we are out of the car, and the car doesn't look to be in too bad a shape. I mean, we could see the front bumper has lost both of its turn signals, because that's where the turn signals are. If you look closely, you could kind of follow this body line here. It almost looks like the body is no longer straight. It looks like it's going a little... To me, at least, it looks like that, at least on this side. We do see a little bit of a kink in the hood right here, and right there where it's not quite lining up anymore. I mean, overall, the car looks to be in pretty good shape. Actually, you come back here and you could see the frame and the car's body is definitely twisted. Just looking at that rear bumper, and the frame and body damage is very obvious on this side. Looking at this rear quarter panel and then looking down towards the front of the car, this door most likely would be sprung, but the door might now just be wedged shut from the warped body on the passenger side of the car. And then, of course, the hood doesn't quite line up on this side, but looks like if you're looking down at the suspension, everything appears to be okay. This car naturally has a little bit of camber on it, so it looks like that's okay still. The car still drove very straight, so I am not really worried about that at all. Plenty of steam coming out from under the hood. I mean, this engine is very, very hot, so I do not expect much more out of this car. But we're going to keep going, so let's hop in it, fire it up, and burn it down. All right, we're back in the car. Foot on the brake, we're gonna fire it up. That engine really has not cooled down at all. Turn our HUD on. It is holding it idle, which is a very good sign. I'm gonna put a small load on it by putting it in gear. All right, away we go. You can definitely hear it on some of these bumps. When the car bottom, you can definitely hear the car bottom out, and I think we got a lot of steam now. I think the radiator just gave up. Oh dear. Oh, that was a hard landing. Oh. The engine's trying, but you could almost tell this thing's overheated. The head gaskets are gone. Oh, there we go. We have rod knock. That's it. Put her in neutral, and we're just gonna let the car roll out. Are we gonna make it to the... we are going up. Hey, look at that. Technically, the engine gave out at the Widowmaker, but we're gonna go ahead and let the car just roll itself out. And that's gonna be about it. So bring her to us. We're just gonna yep, we're just gonna go ahead and stop the car, put it in park for good measure. Yep, I'm hitting the starter, nothing's occurring. This engine is toast, which it's inevitable. Either the engine gives out or the rest of the car gives out. That's usually how it is with the Tough Car Challenge. Anyway, that means looking at our scoreboard cheat sheet here, we had 3 completed laps, and we are between the third jump and the turnaround. So we are at approximately 3/4 of a completed lap. So our final rating will be 3 3/4, which is a very, very respectable rating. So from here, we're going to pop an overhead view, confirm that I am correct at 3 3/4, and then we will discuss the leaderboard. Alrighty, in conclusion, guys, I think I chose the wrong color for the car because it does that mint green does kind of blend in just a hair here. But here's our car. Here's the turnaround. Here's the final jump. So this is a solid 3/4 of a lap complete with 3 completed laps. So yes, we are at 3 3/4 laps completed. So where does that put our car? So let me put this in. And all right, so the Bluebuck Marshal 291 is in front of the 4-way tie of the Gavril Bluebuck 4-wheel drive XT, the Bruckle Moonhawk i6, the Bruckle Legrand 2.5S, and the 96 Ibishu Pessima DX. Those 4 cars had 3 5/8. Those all died at the Widowmaker's hands. As well as another 4-way tie of the pre-1990 ETK i2400, the ETK 854 TC, the 96 Ibishu Pessima LX V6, as well as the 88 Ibishu Pessima 2.0 LX. Those particular cars did 3 3/8, which is right here after this chicane. The vehicles that are in front of the Bluebuck are the Ibishu Covet ZXI with 4 laps even, the Gavril H45 box van with 4 1/8, the Ibishu Covet LXI with 4 1/4, and the Bishu Miramar GTZ with 4 and a third. So it is actually smack dab in the middle of the blue buck. So it is 100% average. But overall, very good showing for the first entry of the blue buck. And with that, this is the end of this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please like, please subscribe, all that good fun stuff. Make sure you hit that bell icon to know when I do produce a video. I do upload a video. Not produce, but upload. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And until next time, have a good one.